You've played a million Tetris games, so why don't you play another million more? This is Tetris Effect, and yeah, this is one of the prettiest Tetris games I've ever played in my life. There's particle effects everywhere. You can rotate the screen and, look at the squares from every possible imaginable angle. But you know what? This one definitely is. I think it's the sleekest, it's the most modern, stylized Tetris game I've ever played. I say that because I don't feel like the music, like it really feels like New World music in this game compared to like the new Tetris and the other Tetris game on 64. I think it was Tetris Plus, I don't remember. There's been a lot of Tetris games and there's a lot of great music. I feel like those two I just mentioned, those are the best Tetris games just for the music alone. They came out in the N64 era, PS2 era, but this one, yeah, like what really makes this stand out, again, the particle effects, plus the vibrations to your controller. Like as you approach like your Tetris Super is what I call it, they call it something else. The vibrations on your controller get more intense, and you can turn this off or you can make them even more intense. I only had it on like the default, I think. But yeah, that's what really makes this game a bit more intense than past Tetris titles. It's a really pretty game. It actually gets really hard too. Like if you're not, I think I'm playing on like the default difficulty, and even then, like you have to really concentrate and not make any mistakes, otherwise you won't pass on to the next like sort of sub-universe. And speaking of universe, it's sort of like each one has its own style to it. Like there was sort of like a tribal stage and then like an underwater world, and it sort of bounces back and forth between these stages. Like they call it a journey. Like instead of the main mode, they just call it a journey. So you're sort of like journeying into these different like experiences, and that's really what this game's turned into now. Tetris is now in a journey experience. No relation to Jimi Hendrix or whatever, but yeah, so it's pretty interesting. I think it came out late last year. It is entertaining. Oh yeah, it was Tetris World, so that was the game on N64, and the difficulty does seem quite forgiving. It's not super challenging, but it's not super easy. Like it's a combination between those two, like moderately challenging or medium challenge. And I would say if you really need to get a new Tetris game, this would definitely be the best Tetris game in quite some time. There's also like online co-op and I think other features that I saw, sort of different modes like score attack I think I saw, and once you've played a Tetris, this one's a bit different just with all the fancy effects. So if you want like a Tetris game to show off for the graphics, which I thought I'd never actually say, try this one. I found it was engrossing. I'm not sure if I would say, I guess I would say it was like probably the best game I played last week of the three I chose between Blood Card and Vacas, 100 Vacas. I would say it was on the Epic Games Store. I think it's still exclusive to that. I think it was like 30 to 50 bucks. It's a little bit pricey for a Tetris game because like you can get them for free, and there's so many Tetris clones that have existed. But yeah, if you want like a snazzy one, top of the line, like sort of pushes your graphics card, which again sounds weird for Tetris, I would say check it out. I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It's it's still Tetris even with all the wow factor at every stage when you start the game and then when you're in the game. But yeah, ultimately the essence is Tetris. You can also like slow down with your superpower. You can slow things down, and that's interesting. But yeah, I've sort of tried to figure out like the purpose of that, because it slows down the movements, like the actual game, like the I'd say the background of the game, but like it feels like it doesn't really slow down. Maybe like once you get close to the top it slows things down and has an effect, but when I was using it I found like it wasn't really helping me that much. It was more like how I placed my Tetris ultimately determined if I failed, and I rarely failed any of the missions, which was surprising. Like I thought, you know, it'll be a little bit harder, but like it was fair. Like it wasn't too difficult. It was totally fair for you know, if I made a mistake or maybe 2 or 3 mistakes, yeah, it builds up quickly, and pretty much at that point you have to restart anyways. So it's not like the game is cheating you. It's just you made a few human mistakes. So yeah, I definitely give it 8.5 out of 10. It's snazzy, but like unless you absolutely have to have a new Tetris game, like pretty much you've played for the most part this, minus the rumble and the particle effects. So, you know, have a look and see if it's worth your time, and keep on playing Tetris. We'll be playing Tetris for probably another 50 years. Bye.